Welcome back, coin collectors. Today, we're counting down the top 3 ultra-rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies that have become some of the most valuable coins ever discovered. These tiny 1-cent coins may look ordinary, but a few rare dates and mint eras have sold for thousands, and even hundreds of thousands, of dollars. If you have an old coin jar, inherited collection, or pocket change, don't miss this video. One of these rare wheat pennies could be hiding in your collection right now. We'll reveal the history, key identifying features, and why collectors are willing to pay huge money for these incredible coins. Stay with us until the end to see which Lincoln Wheat Penny takes the number 1 spot and could be worth a small fortune. Whether you're a beginner or a serious coin collector, this countdown is packed with valuable information to help you identify rare coins worth money. Let's get started. First up, the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark in circulated condition. At first glance, this small copper coin may seem like nothing more than an old penny that has spent decades moving from one pocket to another. Many people would never imagine that such a simple 1-cent coin could carry so much history and capture the imagination of collectors across the world. Yet experienced numismatists know that every Lincoln Wheat Penny tells a story, and the 1953 Philadelphia issue is no exception. It has survived generations of circulation, witnessed changing times, and continues to inspire excitement among those who appreciate the rich history of American coinage. The Lincoln Wheat Penny remains one of the most famous and beloved coin series ever produced in the United States. Introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first circulating American coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure. This important change forever transformed the appearance of United States coinage and established a tradition that continues to this day. For 50 years, wheat pennies became a familiar sight in every city, town, and neighborhood throughout the country. Because this 1953 coin has no mint mark, it was produced at the historic Philadelphia Mint. As the nation's oldest minting facility, Philadelphia has played an essential role in producing American coins since the earliest days of the United States. Every 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark began its journey there before entering circulation and becoming part of everyday American life. The year 1953 was an important chapter in American history. Families were rebuilding and growing, industries were expanding, and communities were experiencing remarkable progress. Throughout this period of optimism and development, millions of wheat pennies quietly entered circulation. They became trusted companions in daily commerce, helping people make purchases large and small while silently witnessing the changing world around them. A circulated 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny possesses a unique beauty that collectors often admire. Rather than remaining untouched in storage, this coin fulfilled the purpose for which it was created. It traveled through businesses, markets, restaurants, schools, and countless other places, becoming part of everyday life for generations of Americans. Every mark and every sign of wear reflects honest use and adds another layer to its remarkable story. Imagine the incredible journey this penny may have taken during its lifetime. It may have been carried by factory workers finishing a long day, children saving coins in their piggy banks, parents buying groceries, or travelers exploring different parts of the country. It could have crossed state lines many times or remained within one small community for decades. Every transaction added another unforgettable chapter to its history. One of the greatest joys of collecting circulated coins is realizing that each one has connected countless lives together. The 1953 wheat penny may have been exchanged during birthdays, holidays, school events, family vacations, or simple daily errands. Although those moments have long since disappeared into history, the coin itself remains as a lasting reminder of those experiences. The obverse side proudly displays Abraham Lincoln, one of the most respected leaders in American history. Even in circulated condition, much of Lincoln's portrait often remains clearly visible. His calm expression symbolizes leadership, perseverance, and unity, making the coin meaningful far beyond its simple face value. Turning the coin over reveals the famous wheat ears surrounding the denomination and the country name. These elegant wheat stalks symbolize prosperity, growth, and America's agricultural heritage. The simple yet timeless reverse design became one of the most recognizable coin designs ever created and remains a favorite among collectors throughout the world. Collectors often appreciate circulated wheat pennies because every example develops its own individual character. No two coins experience identical journeys through circulation. Each penny acquires unique wear patterns, surface colors, and tiny marks that reflect decades of real-world use. These characteristics transform every surviving coin into a one-of-a-kind historical artifact. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of pennies during 1953, yet every single one followed a completely different path after leaving the mint. Some remained in busy cities, while others traveled to quiet farming communities. Some entered collections shortly after they were released, while others continued circulating for decades before finally being preserved. This mystery adds excitement to every coin. Holding a 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny today creates a direct connection to another generation. It reminds us of a time before computers, smartphones, online shopping, and digital payments. During that era, pennies played a much larger role in everyday commerce, making this small coin an authentic witness to American history. Many families unknowingly preserved wheat pennies in old jars, drawers, albums, and coin boxes. Sometimes these coins were intentionally saved because people admired their appearance, while others were simply forgotten over time. Today, those collections often become treasured family heirlooms that connect generations through a shared appreciation of history. Coin collecting is about far more than searching for valuable pieces. It is about preserving stories, appreciating beautiful designs, and understanding how small objects can survive extra $45,000. Next up, the 1942 Lincoln Wheat Penny with the D mint mark in extra fine condition. At first glance, it may appear to be just another old copper penny, but experienced collectors know that every historic coin carries a remarkable journey through time. This small 1-cent coin has survived more than 8 decades, preserving its beauty, its history, and its connection to one of the most significant periods in American history. The 1942 D Lincoln Wheat Penny continues to inspire collectors because it combines historical importance, classic design, and a timeless story that grows even more fascinating with every passing year. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series began in 1909 and immediately changed American coinage forever. It became the first circulating United States coin to feature the portrait of a real historical figure, honoring President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. Designed with remarkable attention to detail, the coin quickly became one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency. For half a century, these pennies circulated through every corner of the nation, becoming part of millions of everyday transactions and creating memories that still live on through surviving examples. The D Mint mark beneath the date tells us that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most respected minting facilities in the United States. Every 1942 D Lincoln Wheat Penny began its life there with brilliant copper surfaces, crisp lettering, and beautifully defined design elements. From the moment it left the mint, the coin began a remarkable adventure that would eventually span generations and connect countless people through everyday commerce. The year 1942 occupies a unique place in American history. It was a period marked by determination, sacrifice, and national unity. Across the country, industries were operating at full speed, families were adapting to changing circumstances, and communities were working together during one of the most challenging periods of the 20th century. While history remembers the major events of the era, millions of Lincoln Wheat Pennies quietly entered circulation, becoming trusted companions in everyday life. An extra fine example of the 1942 D Wheat Penny is especially attractive because it retains much of its original beauty while showing only light evidence of circulation. The design remains sharp, important details are still clearly visible, and the coin reflects decades of careful survival. Collectors often admire extra fine coins because they combine historical authenticity with outstanding visual appeal. Imagine the extraordinary journey this penny may have experienced over more than 80 years. It may have traveled through busy downtown stores, neighborhood markets, post offices, train stations, restaurants, schools, and family businesses. It could have been carried by workers heading to their jobs, children saving coins in piggy banks, soldiers writing letters home, or families making everyday purchases. Every exchange added another chapter to the coin's remarkable history. One of the greatest joys of coin collecting is realizing that every circulated coin silently witnessed countless moments that history books never recorded. This 1942 Wheat penny may have been present during family celebrations, holiday gatherings, important purchases, or ordinary conversations between friends. Although those moments have faded into the past, the coin remains as a lasting reminder of the lives it touched. The obverse proudly displays Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait continues to symbolize courage, leadership, and perseverance. Even after decades, an extra fine example preserves many of the delicate details originally created by the engraver. Collectors appreciate seeing the sharp profile, clear lettering, and balanced design that have made the Lincoln Wheat penny one of America's most beloved coins. Turning the coin over reveals the famous wheat ears surrounding the denomination and the country name. These elegant wheat stalks represent growth, prosperity, and America's rich agricultural heritage. The reverse design became one of the defining images of 20th-century American coinage and remains admired by collectors throughout the world for its simplicity and timeless beauty. Collectors frequently seek extra fine examples because they represent a wonderful balance between preservation and authenticity. Unlike heavily worn coins, extra fine pieces retain impressive design detail, yet they also display gentle signs of honest circulation. This combination gives the coin both historical character and exceptional eye appeal. Every 1942 Wheat penny followed a different path after leaving the Denver Mint. Some remained in major cities, while others traveled to quiet farming communities and small towns. Some entered collections almost immediately, while others spent decades in circulation before finally being preserved. Every surviving coin therefore possesses its own unique story. Holding a 1942 Lincoln Wheat penny today creates a direct connection to another era. It reminds us of a time when handwritten letters, neighborhood stores, and face-to-face conversations formed the foundation of everyday life. Long before smartphones, computers, and digital payments, coins like this one played an essential role in every community. Many families unknowingly preserved wheat pennies in jars, albums, drawers, and old boxes. Years later, these forgotten collections often become treasured heirlooms passed from one generation to another. A single penny can connect grandparents, parents, and children through shared memories and a love of history. Coin collecting offers much more than the search for valuable pieces. It provides an opportunity to preserve history, admire remarkable craftsmanship, and appreciate the stories carried by everyday objects. The 1942 Wheat penny perfectly represents these values because every surviving example serves as a small but meaningful piece of American heritage. Collectors enjoy studying older wheat pennies because every detail reveals something about the coin's remarkable journey. The remaining luster, the gentle wear, the color of the copper, and the sharpness of the design all provide clues about where the coin has traveled and how carefully it has survived through the decades. As time continues to pass, more wheat pennies disappear from circulation forever and become part of permanent collections. Every preserved example becomes increasingly important because it protects a small chapter of American high as $45,000. Next up, the 1937 Lincoln Wheat penny without a mint mark in beautiful extra fine condition. At first glance, this small copper coin may appear to be just another old penny from long ago, but experienced collectors know that appearances can be deceiving. Every Lincoln Wheat penny carries a remarkable story, and the 1937 Philadelphia issue is no exception. It has survived nearly 9 decades of history, passed through countless hands, witnessed generations of change, and continues to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. This tiny 1-cent coin represents far more than money. It is a surviving piece of American history. The Lincoln Wheat penny series first appeared in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It immediately became one of the most revolutionary coins ever produced by the United States Mint because it featured the portrait of an actual historical figure for the very first time on a circulating American coin. The design was admired by the public from the beginning and quickly became one of the most recognizable coin designs ever created. For decades, these pennies accompanied millions of Americans through their daily lives, quietly becoming part of the nation's history. Because this particular coin has no mint mark, it was struck at the historic Philadelphia Mint. As the oldest mint in the United States, Philadelphia has produced countless coins that have shaped American commerce since the nation's earliest years. Every 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark began its journey inside this famous facility before being released into circulation, where it started an adventure that would span generations and countless unforgettable moments. The year 1937 was an important chapter in American history. Communities were growing stronger, industries continued to expand, and families across the country worked hard to build brighter futures. Everyday life depended heavily on coins like the Lincoln Wheat Penny, which circulated constantly through neighborhoods, businesses, schools, and local markets. While newspapers recorded the major events of the time, these pennies quietly witnessed the ordinary moments that truly defined everyday American life. An extra fine example of the 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny is especially attractive because it preserves much of its original beauty while still showing light evidence of honest circulation. Unlike heavily worn examples, an extra fine coin allows collectors to admire many of the original design details, from Lincoln's portrait to the delicate wheat ears on the reverse. This balance between preservation and authenticity makes extra fine coins highly desirable among enthusiasts. Imagine the incredible journey this penny may have experienced throughout nearly 90 years. It could have been carried inside the pocket of a shop owner, saved by a schoolchild, exchanged during family shopping trips, or handed across the counter of a neighborhood grocery store. It may have traveled through bustling cities, quiet farming communities, busy train stations, and small-town businesses. Every stop added another unforgettable chapter to its remarkable story. One of the greatest pleasures of coin collecting is understanding that every circulated coin silently connects thousands of people across generations. This 1937 wheat penny may have been present during birthdays, weddings, holiday celebrations, school events, or simple everyday conversations. Those moments have disappeared into history, but the coin remains as a lasting reminder that they once happened. The obverse of the coin proudly displays Abraham Lincoln, whose portrait continues to symbolize honesty, leadership, determination, and unity. Even in extra fine condition after many decades, much of the original design remains sharp and impressive. Collectors appreciate the careful artistry that transformed Lincoln's image into one of the most recognizable portraits ever placed on American coinage. Turning the coin over reveals the famous wheat ears that gave this remarkable series its popular nickname. The elegant wheat stalks represent growth, prosperity, and the agricultural foundation that helped build the nation. Their timeless design continues to impress collectors because of its simplicity, balance, and lasting beauty. Collectors often seek extra fine examples because they provide the perfect combination of preservation and history. They clearly demonstrate that the coin fulfilled its original purpose in circulation, while still preserving much of the original craftsmanship created at the mint. This combination gives the coin both character and outstanding visual appeal. Every 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny without a mint mark followed its own completely unique journey after leaving the Philadelphia Mint. Some remained in busy metropolitan areas, while others spent years circulating through small rural communities. Some entered collections early in their lives, while others continued changing hands for decades before finally being preserved. Every surviving example tells a different story. Holding a 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny today creates an extraordinary connection to another generation. It reminds us of a world without television broadcasts in every home, without computers, without smartphones, and without digital payments. During that era, pennies played an essential role in everyday commerce, making this coin a genuine witness to American history. Many families unknowingly preserved wheat pennies inside glass jars, old coffee cans, dresser drawers, piggy banks, and family coin albums. Decades later, these forgotten collections often become treasured heirlooms, connecting grandparents, parents, and children through shared memories and a love for history. Coin collecting is about far more than simply searching for valuable pieces. It is about preserving history, celebrating beautiful craftsmanship, and appreciating the remarkable stories hidden within ordinary objects. The 1937 Lincoln Wheat Penny perfectly represents these ideas because it combines artistic excellence with historical importance and decades of real-world experience. Collectors enjoy carefully studying extra-fine wheat pennies because every detail offers clues about the coin's fascinating past. The remaining sharpness of Lincoln's portrait, the delicate lines of the wheat ears, the smooth copper surfaces, and the gentle evidence of circulation all help reveal the remarkable journey this coin has experienced.